Greetings and welcome to Old Truckin' Discography, where all friends, fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and disagree about an artist. We are doing the Viagr Aboys new album review. Who else is doing that on YouTube? I don't fucking know. I'm your host, Jason. Your other host is Tim.
I've seen a bunch of ghost reviews.
And Bill.
I haven't seen any Viagr Aboys reviews.
That's
Yeah.
right. Which is a
That's a,
shame because,
that's a fucking shame.
yeah, because, I mean, not to spoil anything, but man, people need to hear this album.
Let's just jump right into it. We're talking Viagr Aboys. Go check out our Ghost review. It should be out by now. This album came out was it the same day?
I believe so, yeah.
Same fucking
Yes.
day. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know this band, my history with it, never heard of them before. Tim's kind of mentioned them a couple times and said, hey, new Viagr Aboys is coming out. Y'all should check it out. So that's what we did. That's my history. Brand new to the discography.
My history, it's kind of funny, was actually introduced to this band by the Tony Hawk Pro Skater soundtrack.
Oh.
Yeah. And because I love those games, so I bought the remasters. I was playing that, and one of the cool things about that is they brought a bunch of classic songs from the games, but then they added new stuff. And one of the few bands I've discovered from that was the Viagra Boys. And so I've picked up an album or two. I've kind of been checking stuff out. I ended up seeing them live last year. Um, Quickly becoming one of my favorite bands.
Bill, what about your history with the Viagr Boys?
Yeah, I don't have much of a history here. I mean, obviously we did a couple of singles review between Man Made of Meat and The Bog Body.
Which never
Ah,
aired because editor sucks. We need an editor.
I believe in you,
Sign up
Jason.
for our channel subscriptions. If you give us $500, you can buy Bill a PlayStation 5 and become our new editor. Sweet deal.
Yeah,
For real.
100%.
Fucking 2-for-1 deal right there.
Yeah, pay us to be our editor. There you go.
That's even more important
Um,
than the PlayStation, right?
let's say, like let's say definitely should know about Viagra Boys before this one. Um, say I did a little bit of listening. Obviously, when we reviewed those two albums that never saw the light, two songs that never saw the light of day. But besides that, it was a brand new album for me, brand new band, brand new sounds to an extent. Um, versus what I was expecting to hear in 2025.
I would love to kick this one off, being the new
Please
band.
do. Please do.
Shout out Sweden. I got that Swedish snus.
Mhm.
Man Made of Meat. I'm just gonna read my notes. I fell in love with this
Can we go
fucking
three-way
album.
on these? You guys want to go three-way?
I can go three-way.
I mean, it's not gay if it's a three-way.
That's all the guys are dudes. Man Made of Meat. I'll go first. I fell in love with this fucking album. The lyrics are so good. The vocal melodies. I'm a man that's made of meat. You're on the internet looking at feet. So many great lines. The vocal delivery reminds me a lot of Pavement.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, my notes say hilarious. Number one, the lyrics are just fantastic. And
Fantastic.
then the groove on that song, like that song grooves. The bass tones, it's really good.
It's a
I mean,
good opening track.
I don't have any actual written notes for it, but I would say Man Made of Meat was definitely an interesting and intriguing intro to the discography. To the point where it's like I was really curious where the rest of this album was gonna go, as well as where was the rest of this band gonna go after hearing this song.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. The Bog Body, instant classic. That's what my notes say. It's a fucking instant classic.
So, I mean, I'll quickly interject before Tim gets in here. I really liked where the guitar was going on this song. I thought the lyrical melody was something that fucking intrigued me, and it picked up where Man Made of Meat left off. The point is like, okay, where is gonna the rest of this A side gonna go now that I know this was track one and track two between Man Made of Meat and Bog Body? Like, where are we gonna go, and how are we gonna get there off of these
It's a
two
great
songs?
1-2 punch right out the gate.
Oh my god, it's phenomenal. What it's not too often that a lot of bands release, track one as their first single and track two as their second single off an album, especially in the 2020s, let alone the 21st century.
Sure,
They
sure.
come out swinging.
Yeah, my notes say it's another groove, amazing song. I love the chorus. I love, one of the things I love most about this band, not just on this album, but in their previous discography too, is the vocal deliveries where we're saying some really outlandish shit, but we're saying it in such a way that actually hits.
Yep.
And like, like you're in jealousy over the bog body.
All right. Uno 2 takes it down a notch, but great fucking storytelling. This song gets stuck in your head.
I mean, I'd say Uno 2 is better than the first two singles released on this album. Um, I fucking loved Uno 2. I mean, I don't know if it's a play on the full whole, 1, 2, 3 versus how they like conveyed the song. Excuse me. But like I'd say Uno 2 might be my strongest song on what I would assume be the A side, given excuse me, 1 through 6.
Yeah, there's a video for this one as well. It was also a single. So we've got the first three tracks now that were pre-release singles. Um, I love the title, hilarious. And yeah, the song in and of itself, like, yeah, they bring it down a little bit, but they're doing it in a way that keeps you engaged.
Oh, yeah, you're still engaged by Uno 2.
Yeah.
All right, Pyramid of Health. Loving this band. It's so weird and unique. This sounds like the 90s. There's some Butthole Surfers mixed with a little Reverend Horton Heat, with maybe a little pre-mellow Gold Beck sprinkled in. We need more
I've got
bands
Beck
like
mentioned
this.
on my list here too. Yeah.
We need more bands like this in 2025.
Mhm.
Every song is a different thing.
I think this would be my time to chime in here. Pyramid of Health. This I don't have a lot of experience with Viagra Boys. If this isn't a top song contender, I'm not sure what is. This is probably my favorite song so far on this album.
It's
Yeah,
up
I
there.
I just have the pure poetry. Like
Great storytelling.
Sebastian has a way of putting words together that really speak to my I mean this is loser music for loser people and I am fully in that category. Give me some dirtbag music.
That's what this is. Yeah, that's a good dirtbag core.
Yeah, dirtbag core. Yeah, I'm here for it.
Let's go.
Yeah, 100%.
Dirty Boys, a little disco-y, but again, the lyrics are top tier. Every song is so different from the last. This album is a roller coaster of flavor.
Dirty Boys for me. Again, I'm assuming 1 through 6 is the A side and 7 through 11 is the B side. I could be 100% wrong with that.
Yeah,
I would,
it's on my shopping list, but I don't have a copy yet, so I
Yeah,
couldn't tell you.
yeah.
it's. I'll get to that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll
So
get to that.
that being said, I would say Dirty Boys might be my low point of the A side, but it's still a great song.
I'd agree kind of with that if we're going tracks 1 through 6.
Yeah,
Right, my
I
only
still think
point.
it's like got a solid groove. One of the things about this band that I have been finding over the last couple of years as I've been delving in is you really can't just sit with it once. These lyrics, the storytelling, the phrasing, the musical compositions, and like the way they paint pictures with the music. And then there's a whole nother story on top of it with the lyrics. I'm in, man. Dirty Boys, hell yeah, this song rips.
See, I think Dirty Boys, it took me for a loop because it's the first song that doesn't really fit with the first four, but
Sure.
on repeat listens, it works because
And it fits in with the rest of the album
it
too, I
does
would
fit
say.
in.
Yeah.
Because after Dirty Boys, you get Medicine for Horses, which is like this slow Western electronic country thing. My favorite lines on the album: "Hey baby, can I borrow your car? I want to drive into a wall and make us 2 dimensional." That's fucking.
Yeah. Yeah.
This whole song is just filled with great fucking lines.
I mean, Medicine for Horses is awesome. Um, Not top song on the A side, but it's a fucking. I again, assuming track 6 is the closer to side A, fucking solid closer.
Yeah, I don't actually have notes for this one. It was kind of at this point where I realized I needed to sit back and just enjoy the album.
Yeah,
Um,
that happens.
it does. And, it's a brand new album. I know I'm going to listen to it more than once. So, I'll get familiar with the songs as time goes and whatnot, start singing along, at stoplights and crosswalks and school crossing zones and stuff. Um, so I realized at this point I really needed to just kind of listen to the album. And I, I can't say I've heard the entire discography, but this is not my first Viagra Boys album. I've heard a
I
few of them
knew
at this
that.
point,
I knew
and
that.
yeah, they've kind of turned a corner on this album. I feel where they've really, I don't want to say matured, because again, we're dealing with dirtbag music.
They
Um,
experiment a little bit more from what I read. Like,
it's very experimental and it works.
and I haven't heard any other Viagra Boys albums, but what I read up on them, like this one, the early reviews were like it's a little different than what they did previously.
It's a little different, but it also fits very well from what I've heard.
This feels very much like a Pepperland from the Butthole Surfers, like a.
Interesting. Okay. See, and I would almost say this is probably more their Electric Larry
Oh
music.
yeah, that was my Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we'll
Yeah.
see what comes next, of course, but
All right, Waterboy, Pavement vibes again. Is this a throwback to Dirty Boys with the whole stealing bikes thing? This is some good shit. When you
I
start
mean,
hearing those
again,
lyrics like referencing back, that's when you start like, wait a minute, there's something more to this
yeah,
type
that's it.
situation.
I mean, I feel like Waterboy is a natural start side too. And if it's not, I mean, even if Medicine for Horses is a start side too, it's still solid start. And Waterboy is a solid follow up. Like I think from the from the art of the album, which number of artists have expressed is lost in the 21st century. I think that it's phenomenal album like diversity, or not diversity. Album structure has worked out here in this album so far. If Waterboy is the start of side B in this album, I love how the guitar work along with the bass work works on this song, and I potentially I would say Waterboy. Actually, no. For me right now, Waterboy might be my strongest Viagra Boys song that I've heard thus far.
Um, hmm, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say that probably an unpopular, but like I loved how
I
Waterboy
don't want to say it's
sounded
unpopular.
in
I
this
don't
Right.
want to
Yeah. I
say
album.
it's
mean, it's
unpopular.
good. It's good.
Yeah, I want to say that I just need more time with that specific song. Um, yeah, again, no real notes, no real notes. It feels like the Viagra Boys to me. Like, I'm really impressed by the production on this album. Piggybacking off what Bill just said, like the bass throughout this album is, I love the bass tone.
I mean, bass
Um,
is fucking awesome.
yeah, it's somewhere between Lemmy and like early 2000s techno. And it's,
Yeah, I give it that.
yeah, and it's like, okay, yeah, I can get with that. It sounds like a Rickenbacker to me. I love a Rickenbacker bass tone, especially with a little dirty. Um, yeah, I mean, solid song on a solid album so far.
All right. Story policy. My notes say, "What the hell is this album? It's fucking genius, is what it is."
So you need me. It was like a what the fuck's going on? All right, I'm okay with this song. Not my top song. Not I wouldn't say top song on the album,
I'm talking
but it
story
keeps me.
policy.
Yeah, same thing. Um, no. But sincerely, I would say, I mean, both this one as well as You Need Me. It keeps me interested in the album and kept me listening and not just wandering off into Neverland as I was listening to it.
Yeah, store policy, classic Viagra Boys as far as I'm concerned. The groove is top notch. And again, these lyrics, like, I don't know Sebastian's last name, but I know the singer's name is Sebastian. Gotta love those Swedes. Um, yeah, I love store policy. I think it's great.
And You Need Me, that would be my low point, but it's not a low point at all. It's not a skipper. It's just, if I had to like nitpick, it'd be You Need Me. It's a little repetitive, but it's still fucking really good.
I mean, I would say that Uno 2 would be more of a skipper than You Need Me. But I get what
And
you're
you like
saying though,
Uno
Jason.
too.
Yeah, you said Uno
Yeah,
2 was your best
exactly.
song.
It was. But like I get where you're coming with You Need Me. Um
I'm nitpicking, man. That song's good.
yeah,
Well, and
that's
we're at the
fucking
point in
nitpicking on this.
every album. I don't care who it is, what genre, what year. We're at the point in the album where people start putting the throwaways.
Yeah,
I may even say it's track 9. Like
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. This is not the one that people are going to go to first.
right.
Yet if they did, they'd be really pleasantly surprised because I like You Need Me's great. Yeah, I can see where it gets a little repetitive, but it works for me.
but even
Yeah,
with its
it's not bad.
repetitiveness, like it as much as it repeats, they change just enough in every eighth measure, like just keep it.
The lyrics
fresh.
are
So
still
it's
like
not. Yeah,
the lyrics are still top tier.
yeah.
All right, Best in Show Part 4. Tim, is there a Best in Show Parts 1 through 3?
Not to my knowledge.
That's a fucking crime because I want to know more about Best in Show. Shout out Skeletor. I'm a sucker for when bands make music match the lyrics, and they do it pretty well with the just slow down my immune system slowly part. Like they kind of like the music slows down. That's really cool. Best in Show, fucking chef's kiss.
So okay. So I really like this one as well. So my question is so there isn't a Best in Show part 1 through 3. Is there some sort of precursor to this then? Or is it just kind of winging it as it
Again,
goes?
not to my knowledge. I could be wrong. Let us know down below if you're like a Viagra Boys fan, because again, I'm not completely familiar with the discography, but I don't recall a Best in Show 1 through 3.
Okay. And that's
I
fine
just,
because it's a great song still.
mhm. Yeah, I love the story in the lyrics. The story is fantastic, and if there isn't a Best in Show 1 through 3, then Best in Show Part 4, it's a fucking great title. That just
Yeah, yeah,
rolls off
yeah.
the tongue.
That kind of like elevates Best in Show Part
Yeah,
4.
I mean it elevates it, but it rolls off the tongue. And also like, you know, especially in 2025, I love a band with a sense of humor. Like they're taking themselves seriously, but they're not taking themselves seriously, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, closing track, River King. Of course, this album ends with a piano ballad because why the fuck
Because of
not?
course it does.
It's beautiful and wonderful, and holy shit, I need to buy this record. The year is young, but 2025 album of the year just got its first real contender for me. I loved this record. It was very reminiscent of what made the 90s great.
See, how I don't know if I put this one as quite album of the year contender yet. I hear what you're saying, Jason, 100%. I like River King. I mean, thinking quick before I put my foot in my mouth. I don't think no, I haven't bought a single 2025. No, I have.
You
I
bought the
bought the Melvins
Melvins.
album.
Yeah, you got
Yep,
Thunderball.
yep. That's the only 2025 album I have bought thus far.
I'll say this is better than the Melvins.
There's one I would put maybe above this one, but I would agree this is a definite contender for at least top three album of the year for me for 2025. Um, River King, for me, it wasn't that big of a feel for a closer.
It was a
Um,
fucking piano
it was
ballad.
good. And the thing is, usually I'm a fucking sucker for ballads.
What the fuck? Yeah, I thought that would be the one that you liked the most.
I mean, it wasn't
I mean, maybe it's
fucking
just a
Uno
grow.
2.
Maybe it's a grower.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing that kind of sucks with us here. Like, granted, timing wise, I only got one listen through on this album because I
Sure,
had to spend
sure. Because you
time
got so
on.
much other shit to listen to.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's say I had to listen to fucking every other 1990s top album here.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
go
true.
check out our album of the decade series. Should be airing in 4 weeks from now, maybe 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks
it's
from
coming up.
now.
It's
It's
coming
You'll
up.
know
coming
what
up.
you know when it's there. Um,
Because you've clicked the button, you've liked, you've subscribed. There's a
yeah.
bell involved. You've
You've
signed up
joined.
for the Patreon. You've signed up for the
Um,
membership. You're on the 12-inch plan.
Yeah, the 12
exactly.
inch. Or you joined our Discord, just saw our recording schedule.
You, Or
exactly.
there's that.
Um, but like
You
this
like
is a
that though? You
great.
like how I threw in all that
Yeah,
stupid
yeah, that was
shit you
good.
gotta
That
do?
was
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Now I don't have to
That
do
was
it.
great.
Nice segue.
Thanks, man. All right.
I
Bill,
was
you
I
got
was
anything
posted.
else on River King before I close out my notes?
Yeah, what you got for River King?
Well, I just want to make sure Bill's done.
Yeah, no, I mean, River King was a great end of this album. It wasn't quite how I thought this album would end,
No, this album goes all over the fucking place, dude.
but
All
like
over.
but it was an all right end to this album for me.
Okay. 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 Yeah, and yeah, I kind of agree with that. Piano ballads aren't necessarily my thing. I think this one does it really well. And I think as a closer to this beast of an album we just sat through, it kind of works really well, not only as a palate cleanser, but as oh, I want to hit start again. I want to hear this whole thing again. Um, there were throughout this entire listen, I was making little side notes, and I just want to list a couple bands that this album reminds me of. And you tell me if there are any bad bands on this list, okay? We're going to start with the Rolling Stones. There's a very rock and roll element to this album.
Yeah, nothing
Also going
bad
to throw
there.
in I'm also going to throw in Devo, which we recently covered.
A little bit
One of the most
Devo.
innovative bands of the last 50 years. You can hear it here. I'm going to throw in Queens of the Stone Age, and that's going to slash with Eagles of Death Metal. Um, there's a lot of Beck here. There's a lot of Stooges here.
Yeah.
Um, and then the last two I got just on the side note here are Nine Inch Nails and the Sex Pistols. You throw all those awesome bands into a blender, and this is kind of what you get. And you guys both alluded to it. I've got it in my notes. We're only a third of the way into the year, but this is the contender for album of the year already.
It's
Um,
it's up there.
yeah,
It's my
this
number
is
one so far.
so far. Yeah, this is. I'm not sure exactly what number this is in their discography. This is like their fourth or fifth
Yeah,
album,
it's
though.
fourth or fifth. Yeah, we got to do
Yeah,
this discography
we
for
we
sure.
I'm looking forward to it. Um, man, I feel like they've really kind of evolved into possibly the best band of the decade. We're
Uh,
halfway through it. There's still some other chances, but um, based on this album and what I've heard previously, this is a band that everybody should be getting into.
I'll
Like, I,
throw all those bands in and Pavement. There's some Pavement here
okay,
too.
sure, yeah, and yeah, you guys mentioned other bands as well. There's a lot of here, and it encompasses it all in such a unique and
Very unique.
original way that it works for me.
Because if you end on a piano ballad and then you like start the album over again with Man Made Meat, by the time you get to Dirty
You're on
Boys,
OnlyFans looking at feet.
it Dirty Boys makes a lot more sense. And like
Sure,
the more you
yeah.
listen to it, the more it makes sense. And like it's such a fucking brilliant album. Like I
And,
am,
and so let's throw that out here then about River King. It's like, okay, yeah, you don't expect it to close on a piano ballad. That I mean, it what was it like 6, 7 minutes? Like it's pretty lengthy too. Um, but by the end of it, yeah, you want to hear this whole album again.
yeah. I was a fan. I was a fan of this. I went in with when Tim first mentioned it, I was like, yeah, okay. And then we heard the Bog Body, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fucking genius. And the Bog Body doesn't even like come close to what's on this fucking record. There's so much good shit on this record.
I'm an old bastard. I'm an old drunk bastard. And you could argue that there's only like four bands I like, and that's all I'm gonna listen to. But I still try to find new music to like. I still try to stay current.
Yeah,
It's just getting harder and harder with the internet and quality and all that good stuff.
it's hard to
Um,
cruise a melody nowadays.
it's hard to cruise a melody right now, but occasionally you catch a wave, and this works for me.
It hits all the right notes like for that. If you grew up in the '90s and you like that weird shit, this is it. Like it
Well, and
just
even the 2000s, I would argue, like it, this would have fit really well in the 2000s with all the bands or whatever, and it would have
yeah,
blown most
musically,
of
yeah.
them out of the water.
Oh yeah,
Like, I'm not listening to the Vines in 2025,
right, yeah.
you know? um, or what's a good Swedish band we could come up with? Like
The Hives or the
the
Hives
Hives,
Swedish?
sure. I mean, I still listen to the Hives in
Yeah, the
2025. They're
Hives are
trying
still
to
pretty
making a
good.
comeback, but
Yeah, they're still
I
pretty
would.
good.
They're still pretty good, but I think I like this more than that.
This hits that weird like the lyrics are just so fucking good on this record. The
Yeah,
lyrics just take it
I
up.
think I laughed out loud 4 times.
Yeah, there's a lot of good lines on this record. Well, let us know down below what you think of the Viagra Boys. If you've heard it, if you haven't, go check it
Or
out.
the Viagra Aboys.
The Vigor, I don't even know, Vigar Aboys. Go
Will it be
check out this
Viagra?
record.
Yeah,
Let us know down below if you liked it, hated it, whatever. You know, hopefully you find something new and you like it.
right.
I
Yeah,
sure as fuck did. I'm ready for some more Viagra Boys. This is a record I gotta pick up.
same. And we should throw them on the discography list. This is they're a viable working band right now that I think people should check out.
I think so too.
And they're fantastic live. If you get a chance to see them live, do it. You're gonna dance your ass off.
Shout out Sweden. As
Always to
always,
listen.
give us a like, give us a subscribe, help us out. We know the help we can get. Um,
We need
peace.
beer money.
We need beer money. Yes. Be safe and make good decisions.
And then you go a little woo, and then a little whoop, 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 and then it's all, and then you're ready to go again. Y'all come back now, you hear?